Hello and welcome to our English listening practice channel. I'm so glad you're here. In today's video, we will listen to a short story in 5 episodes. The topic is making an appointment. All you have to do is sit back, relax, and listen carefully. Let's begin. Episode 1, A Busy Morning and a Message to Lisa. This morning started a little differently for me. I woke up later than usual because I forgot to set my alarm last night. Normally I wake up at 7 a.m., but today I opened my eyes at 8:30. I jumped out of bed and went straight to the kitchen. I made a cup of green tea and sat down at the table. The sun was shining through the window, and the morning felt calm. But I knew I had many things to do. While drinking my tea, I opened my calendar on my phone. I wanted to see what I had planned for the rest of the week. Monday was already over. On Tuesday, I had an online meeting with my team. Wednesday was free, but I needed to clean the house. Thursday was my mom's birthday, and I had promised to bake her a cake. Friday, I had a dentist appointment at 3 p.m. And Saturday? Saturday looked free. I smiled because I remembered that I hadn't seen Lisa for over a month. Lisa is one of my best friends. We usually meet once or twice a month to have coffee and talk, but this month had been busy for both of us. I decided to message her right away. I opened the chat and typed, "Hi Lisa, are you free this Saturday for lunch?" Then I added a smiley face at the end. Haha. I clicked send and waited. While I waited, I washed the dishes from last night. The water was warm, and I enjoyed the quiet morning. After finishing the dishes, I cleaned the kitchen counter. Then I looked at my phone again. Still no reply. I didn't want to call her because I thought maybe she was busy at work. So I just left the phone on the table and started doing laundry. I sorted the clothes, whites in one basket, colors in another. I put the first load into the machine and pressed the button. Then I sat down again and checked my messages. Finally, Lisa had replied. She wrote, "Hey, yes, Saturday works for me. Want to meet at 1 p.m.? I quickly replied, "Perfect. Let's meet at the usual cafe." That made me really happy. I hadn't been out with a friend in a while. Most of my days were full of work, cleaning, and small tasks at home. Seeing Lisa would be a nice change. I added a note to my calendar. Lunch with Lisa, Saturday at 1 p.m. Then I made a list of things to do before Saturday. I needed to go shopping on Friday to buy a gift for my mom. I also wanted to pick a new outfit for Saturday. Lisa always looks nice and stylish. I thought I should wear something fresh and colorful. After writing everything down, I felt more organized. I love planning. It makes me feel calm. The rest of the morning went by quickly. I folded the laundry and prepared a simple lunch. I made a sandwich with cheese, tomatoes, and lettuce. I added some salt and pepper, and it was delicious. I ate slowly and listened to music. While listening to music, I thought about all the good times Lisa and I had shared. We had known each other since university. We studied together, laughed together, and even traveled together once. I was really looking forward to Saturday. After lunch, I cleaned up the table and checked my calendar again. Everything looked good. I felt happy and ready for the rest of the day. And now I just had to wait a few more days to see my friend. Sometimes, even a simple plan can make your whole week feel better. And that's how my morning went. Busy, but meaningful. Episode 2, A Visit to the Doctor's Office. The next day was Wednesday. I woke up early this time, around 7:15 a.m. The sky was a little cloudy and the air felt cool. I got out of bed and stretched my arms. My back felt a little stiff, probably from sitting at the computer too long. I made some oatmeal with bananas and cinnamon for breakfast. While I was eating, I remembered something important. I had been having headaches for a few days. They weren't very strong, but they happened often. At first, I thought it was because of tiredness or not drinking enough water. But now I wanted to be sure. I decided to call my doctor and make an appointment. I found the number in my contacts and dialed it. A nurse answered the phone and said, "Good morning, how can I help you?" I told her about my headaches and asked if I could see the doctor this week. She checked the schedule and said, The doctor is free tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Would you like that time? I said yes, and she confirmed the appointment. After the call, I wrote it in my calendar. Doctor, Thursday at 10:30 a.m. I felt good about my decision. Taking care of our health is very important, even for small problems. That afternoon, I worked from home. I had a few online meetings and answered some emails. I also drank more water than usual. Maybe staying hydrated would help with the headaches. Around 5 p.m., I went for a walk in the park. The fresh air was nice, and I saw many people walking their dogs or jogging. I didn't walk fast. I just wanted to relax. After about 30 minutes, I returned home and made some herbal tea. In the evening, I prepared a simple dinner, grilled vegetables with rice. After dinner, I watched a short documentary on healthy habits. It talked about sleep, stress, food, and regular checkups. I thought to myself, I'm doing the right thing by going to the doctor. I went to bed early that night. I wanted to feel rested for my appointment the next day. The next morning, I woke up at 7 o'clock and got dressed quickly. I wore a light blue shirt and black jeans. I brushed my hair, put on some light makeup, and grabbed my bag. I left the house around 9:45 to make sure I wouldn't be late. The clinic was about 20 minutes away by bus. I arrived a little early and sat in the waiting room. There were a few other people there, reading magazines or looking at their phones. The receptionist smiled and said, "Good morning." I smiled back and said, "Good morning. I have an appointment at 10:30. She asked for my name, then told me to wait until the doctor called me. After about 10 minutes, the doctor came to the door and said, "Hi, please come in." I walked into the office and sat down across from her desk. She looked friendly and calm. She asked me about my symptoms, and I explained everything clearly. "I've had light headaches for a few days," I said. "They usually happen in the afternoon." She nodded and asked if I had been sleeping well. I said yes, but that I had been working at the computer for long hours. She took my blood pressure and checked my eyes and ears. Everything seemed normal. Then she asked, "Do you often forget to take breaks when you work?" I smiled and said, "Yes, I guess I do." She gave me some advice. Try to take short breaks every hour. Stand up, stretch, and look away from the screen. She also told me to drink more water and avoid too much caffeine. "If the headaches continue for another week, come back and we'll do more tests," she added. I thanked her and said goodbye. I felt much better after the visit. Sometimes just talking to a doctor can make you feel more relaxed. On the way home, I stopped by a small cafe and bought a fruit smoothie. It had strawberries, banana, and a little honey. It was delicious. I walked slowly back home and thought about what the doctor had said. I really needed to change some habits. That evening, I made a small plan for healthier workdays. I set a timer on my phone to remind me to take breaks. I also filled a water bottle to keep on my desk. I felt proud of myself. Taking care of your health is not only about going to the doctor. It's also about the little choices you make every day. And this Thursday, I made some good ones. Episode 3, Getting Ready for Saturday. Friday morning came quickly. I woke up feeling fresh and motivated. The sky was blue and the sun was shining through the curtains. I opened the window and took a deep breath. The air smelled clean and a little sweet. After a quick stretch, I made some breakfast. I had toast with peanut butter and a banana. While I was eating, I opened my notebook to check my to-do list. I had written it 2 days ago after messaging Lisa. The list had 4 things. 1. Buy a gift for Mom. 2. Pick an outfit for Saturday. 3. Go grocery shopping. 5. Clean the living room. I smiled and thought, let's get started. First, I went to my room to look at my clothes. I opened the closet and looked at my dresses. Some were too formal, some were too old. I wanted something simple but nice. After 10 minutes, I found a light green dress I hadn't worn in months. It was soft, comfortable, and perfect for a lunch date. I held it in front of the mirror and smiled. "This will do," I said to myself. Then I found a small white bag and some earrings that matched the dress. I placed them on the bed and moved to the next task. It was time to buy the gift for my mom. Her birthday was on Sunday, and I wanted something personal. I took my bag and walked to a nearby gift shop. On the way, I saw a few kids playing in front of their school. The street was busy, but I enjoyed the walk. When I reached the shop, I saw many colorful things. Candles, books, cups, flowers, and photo frames. I spent about 20 minutes looking at everything. Finally, I chose a beautiful photo album with a soft blue cover. My mom loves photos and memories. I also bought a small card with flowers on the front. I paid at the counter and thanked the shop owner. On the way home, I stopped at the supermarket. I needed bread, eggs, milk, and some fruit. I also picked up some coffee because Lisa and I might want some after lunch. The store was not too crowded, which made the shopping easy. I carried my bags home and placed everything on the kitchen table. I had finished 3 things from my list. Only the living room was left. I played some music and started cleaning. I dusted the shelves, wiped the table, and vacuumed the carpet. I opened the windows to let in fresh air. After about 45 minutes, the room looked much better. I sat on the couch and felt proud of my work. Then I made myself a cup of tea and rested for a bit. Later in the afternoon, I wrote a message to Lisa. "Hey, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. Let's meet at 1, right?" A few minutes later, she replied, "Yes, I can't wait. I'll see you at the cafe." That made me smile again. I took the green dress and ironed it carefully. Then I hung it on the closet door so I wouldn't forget in the morning. I also put the gift and the birthday card in a small bag, ready for Sunday. In the evening, I made a simple dinner, vegetable soup and a piece of bread. After eating, I called my mom just to chat. We talked about the weather, some news, and the soup I had made. I didn't tell her about the gift. I wanted it to be a surprise. Around 9 p.m., I turned off the lights in the living room and walked to my bedroom. I cleaned my face, brushed my teeth, and changed into pajamas. Then I sat in bed and read a chapter of a book. It was a story about 2 friends traveling through Europe. I love reading before sleeping. It helps me relax and dream better. At around 10:15, I turned off the light. I felt ready for tomorrow. I was excited to see Lisa again, talk, laugh, and enjoy good food. I smiled in the dark and whispered, "Tomorrow will be a good day." And then I slowly fell asleep. Episode 4, Lunch with Lisa. Saturday morning finally arrived. I opened my eyes at 8 a.m. and felt excited. It was the day I was going to meet Lisa for lunch. I had not seen her for a few weeks, and I missed our conversations. I stayed in bed for a few minutes and stretched my legs and arms. Then I got up and opened the window. The weather was perfect, sunny but not too hot. I made myself a small breakfast, toast, a boiled egg, and some orange juice. While I ate, I thought about what we might talk about. I knew Lisa had changed jobs recently, and I wanted to hear all about it. After breakfast, I cleaned the kitchen and went to take a shower. I used my favorite shampoo and a sweet-scented soap. The warm water helped me feel relaxed and ready for the day. After the shower, I dried my hair and brushed it carefully. Then, I put on my green dress, the one I had picked the day before. I looked at myself in the mirror and smiled. I added small earrings and a white shoulder bag. I didn't wear too much makeup, just a little blush and lip balm. I checked the time. It was 11:30. Our meeting was at 1 o'clock, so I still had time. I read a few pages of a book and then watered my plants. I also checked my phone to make sure Lisa hadn't sent any new messages. At 12:15, I left my apartment and started walking toward the cafe. The cafe was only a 15-minute walk from my place, so I wasn't in a hurry. On the way, I passed by the bakery and smelled fresh bread. A few families were sitting outside, enjoying the nice weather. I saw a dog chasing a butterfly, and it made me laugh. I arrived at the cafe around 12:40. It was quiet and peaceful, with soft music playing in the background. I picked a table near the window and sat down. The waitress came and said hello with a warm smile. I ordered a glass of water while I waited for Lisa. At exactly 1 p.m., Lisa walked in. She looked beautiful in a light blue dress and white sneakers. We both smiled and gave each other a big hug. "It's so good to see you," I said. "I've missed you so much," she replied. We sat down, and the waitress brought us menus. We both looked at the menu for a few minutes. I decided to order a chicken salad with lemon dressing. Lisa chose a vegetarian pasta with mushrooms and cream. We also ordered 2 iced coffees. While we waited for the food, we started talking. Lisa told me all about her new job at a marketing company. She said the team was friendly, and the work was creative. I told her about my doctor visit and the headaches I'd been having. She listened carefully and gave me some good advice. "Try using blue light glasses," she said. They helped me a lot. Our food arrived and it looked amazing. My salad was fresh, colorful, and full of flavor. Lisa's pasta smelled delicious, and she let me try a bite. We ate slowly and continued talking. We laughed about silly things we had done in college. We also talked about books, movies, and future travel plans. After lunch, we ordered 1 piece of chocolate cake to share. It was rich and soft, and we both enjoyed it with big smiles. We stayed at the cafe for almost 2 hours. It felt like no time had passed. The more we talked, the more relaxed I felt. I realized how important these moments of friendship are. Before we left, we promised to meet again soon. "Let's not wait another month," Lisa said. "Agreed," I replied with a laugh. We paid the bill and left the cafe together. We walked together for a few blocks before saying goodbye. I waved as she turned the corner and disappeared from view. I felt light and happy as I walked back home. My heart was full of joy. Seeing an old friend, sharing stories, laughing together. These are the moments that matter. When I got home, I changed into comfortable clothes and sat on the sofa. I looked through some old photos of me and Lisa. I remembered our trip to the mountains 2 years ago. That day had also been sunny and full of laughter. I picked up my phone and saved a reminder to call her next week. Staying in touch is something I want to do more often. The rest of the evening was quiet. I read a little more, watched a short film, and then made a cup of tea. As I drank it, I felt thankful. Life can be busy and stressful, but moments like today make it feel warm and beautiful. I looked at my calendar and saw that tomorrow was Sunday, my mom's birthday. Another special day was waiting. I smiled again and whispered, "Thank you, Saturday." Episode 5. Celebrating my mom's birthday. Sunday morning came, and I woke up early, feeling excited. It was my mom's birthday today. I had planned a small surprise for her, and I couldn't wait to see her reaction. I stretched in bed and opened the window. The air outside smelled fresh, and the sky was clear. I got out of bed, made my bed, and then went to the kitchen to make breakfast. I decided to make my mom's favorite breakfast, scrambled eggs with toast and fresh fruit. While I cooked, I thought about how lucky I was to have such a kind and loving mom. I remembered all the things she had done for me over the years. Her patience, her advice, her support. Breakfast was ready by 8:30 a.m., and I set the table. I took out the birthday card and placed it on the table, next to her plate. I had written a short message inside. "Happy birthday, Mom. Thank you for everything. Love, your daughter." When my mom woke up, I called her to the kitchen. She smiled when she saw the breakfast and the card. "What a wonderful surprise," she said. We sat down together and enjoyed our meal. We talked about the good old days when I was a child and how much she had taught me. After breakfast, I told her to relax and take it easy for the day. I had already made plans for later. At 11 a.m., we went to the local park. It was beautiful there, flowers in full bloom, birds singing, and people enjoying the sunny weather. We took a walk around the park, chatting and laughing. I asked her about her childhood, and she shared some funny stories. My mom had always been a great storyteller, and I loved listening to her. After the walk, I took her to a small cafe near the park. We ordered 2 cups of coffee and a slice of cake. The cake was chocolate, my mom's favorite. As we ate, we talked about plans for the future. I told her about the possibility of taking a trip abroad next year, and she was excited about it. "It sounds wonderful," she said. I could see the happiness in her eyes, and it made me happy too. At 1 p.m., I told her we were going back home, but we had one more surprise. When we got back to the house, I took her to the living room. The table was set and candles were lit. My brother and his family were already there. "Surprise!" we all shouted together. My mom's eyes lit up, and she hugged everyone. "You are all too much," she said, laughing. We sat down for lunch, and the atmosphere was warm and full of love. The food was simple but delicious: grilled chicken, salad, and mashed potatoes. We spent the afternoon talking and eating. My brother's kids ran around the house, playing and laughing. My mom and I looked at each other and smiled. After lunch, we opened presents. My brother gave her a beautiful necklace, and I gave her the photo album I had bought earlier. She was really touched and thanked us both. We spent the rest of the day together, watching an old family movie and chatting. At around 6 p.m., everyone started to leave. My brother and his family went home, and I stayed with my mom. She looked so happy, and that made me feel happy too. I helped her clean up the kitchen, and then we sat down to relax. We talked about the future and made plans for another family gathering in a few months. As the sun began to set, I thought about how precious these moments were. Sometimes life can be busy, and we forget to appreciate the people around us. But today, I was reminded of how important family is. We can spend time with friends, travel, and do many things, but at the end of the day, our family is the one that is always there for us. My mom kissed me on the cheek and said, "Thank you for making my day so special." "You deserve it, Mom," I replied. I gave her a big hug, and we sat together, feeling peaceful. That night, I went to bed feeling grateful. Grateful for the love of my family, for the time we spent together, and for the memories we created. It was a birthday my mom would never forget, and neither would I. Thank you so much for joining me through these 5 episodes. I hope you enjoyed the stories and found them helpful in improving your English skills. Each of these moments in the stories reflects real-life situations and relationships that we can all learn from. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to learn and grow. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content. Stay tuned for more stories and language learning tips in the future. Until next time, stay motivated and keep learning. See you soon.